Okay. Hello, guys. I'm going to add a viewer to the broadcast. Okay. Hi, guys. Tiara, are you here? You should be able to patch in. Tiara, if you can hear me, you have to accept the invite and then I can patch you in. I think you're up here. Come on. While we're getting started, our interview today is with the very exciting Tiara Haitley Williams. It should be adding her in a few minutes. Tiara, I can see you, but there you are. Hi, lady. Can you hear me?
I had in my Bluetooth headphones, and for some reason, it's not doing the audio on my phone anymore. I mean, on my headphones.
I can
That's
hear you
weird.
very good.
Okay.
How are you, very lovely lady? There she is, Tiara
Thank
Haitley
you.
Williams. Thanks for coming aboard.
Yeah, no
So
problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I am the Wholesale Diva, and I'm broadcasting live here from Dallas, Fort Worth. And this is a series that we're doing on women entrepreneurs and very successful women, whether they're in real estate or their own bosses, or they're bossing up, or they're becoming the CEO. And today we have the very talented and lovely Tiara Haitley Williams. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So guys, let me tell you a little bit about Tiara. I have to put my eyes back on. Tiara hails from Memphis, Tennessee, and she started real estate as a bird dog in March of 2017. Her husband and herself made their first check from a closing that was $1,500, and it changed their lives. At 19 and at 20, her and her husband had a baby on the way, and they had one of the best experiences of their life. And they've wholesaled several deals. They run a successful company called MTW Properties. And they also created a specialized educational group called the Bird Dog Experts, which you can find on Facebook. Along with that, she has a YouTube channel called Real Talk with Eli and tons of great real estate content. And I had the pleasure of interviewing this young lady this morning on the phone, and we kind of had a talk, to get things situated. And I'm so excited to have her on board now. So say hi to everybody, Tiara.
Hello, everyone.
So we're going to ask you a series of questions here and just kind of get some basic information. So do you originally hail from Memphis, or that's where you're at now?
I don't know. I'm born and raised here.
Born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I have a lot of family in Memphis, so I come down there at least once a month, come through there, and I do a lot of real estate deals in Memphis. So I'm very familiar with your area in some aspects. So
Okay.
how old are you now?
20. I'll be 21 in December.
Oh, okay. You still what they call, are you guys called millennials? I think you're called millennials.
People they keep twisting it up because at first it was just if you're born in 1990 whatever, then you're a
Uh,
millennial up until 1999, but now they're trying to say it's stopped at 1992. So I still
92.
consider myself a millennial. I was born in 1997, so I do consider myself one, but not like the stereotype. But
Okay.
that's just my generation, my age group.
And guys, if you can hear, give me a thumbs up or give us some hearts. Press those heart buttons. Let us know you can hear us good and that you can see us both, so we'll know that we're on point here. So tell us a little bit about your first bird dog deal.
Okay, so the first deal, um, we went driving for dollars. Are you familiar with Bartlett?
Yes,
So we were in
absolutely.
38134, which is Bartlett, well, part of Bartlett, and just driving for dollars. And then we got those leads down. It was around 20 of them. And we
Okay.
sent letters to the owners, found them on the tax assessor, got their mailing address. And we got a response. I got a text from a lady. She said she wanted to sell her house. I was like, okay. So we went by, well, like it was a little bit of stuff in there because I did have a good buyers list. It was around 10 people who I contacted before I met them at RIA meetings. And
Okay.
so I called this one guy who had gone to another property. He was interested in another property in the area, and that one didn't work out. So I invited him to this one first before anybody else. And so he came
Okay.
to the property, we walked through it, we got pictures and everything. And we pretty much did everything except for get the like an actual assignment contract. We
Okay.
didn't get the paperwork signed. So we were just dependent on the buyer to do everything for us and then pay us after the closing. And so he kept up with us. He let us know everything going on. There was like, I think two issues at the title company. I didn't know like in full detail everything going on, but it took
Mm.
maybe about a month for it to close. And so
Okay.
that was our first experience with it.
Okay. So that kind of went smooth for you guys. Now, was the property vacant?
No, her son actually lived in it, and that's why it was a vacant house looking lead because he wasn't keeping up the house.
Yeah, we run into a lot of those. Um, so did you run into any serious problems on that first deal, or everything went kind of smooth like you're describing?
It was pretty smooth. It was just the mom's name on the mortgage, well, the title of the house. So there wasn't like a probate issue or anything like that. It was just taking a while because she was out of state. She was in I believe she was in South Carolina caring for her mom, and that was another motivation for her to sell. And so she's
Okay.
dealing with her mom's health issues and everything. So it was just too much. And her son, of course, wasn't keeping up the property and stuff like
Wasn't
that.
taken care of. Yeah, we run into that a lot where we find abandoned, vacant looking properties, and we'll go inside and find out there's a family member living there, and it's like, when did you last cut the grass? Last year? Why the windows boarded up? You know, they have no electricity, and they're like living in the house, sleeping on mattresses and stuff. We run into situations like that, and I know you have too. So people think we're just making up these stories when we tell them about them, but they're realistic. Um, Tell me three reasons why you feel that women would excel in real estate investing.
Investing specifically because how many real estate agents are women? A lot. So it's like if you take that, but it's all dudes in investing. It's all guys in investing.
Oh,
Every time you
guys.
go to a seminar or whatever, it's always a guy. On the flipping shows, it's always men. But how many real estate agents are there that are women? So many. It's if
Mhm.
you just take that aspect of it and just switch it and come over to investing, it's just as simple. It is a lot of the same things. It's just different aspects, but it's not like a crazy flip or switch. It's women can be just as successful in real estate investing as they are as real
Yes,
estate agents.
exactly. And guys, if you have any questions that come to your mind as we're speaking or as we're going through our conversation, go ahead and post your questions in the comments section so that we can answer them when we get to the Q&A, because I'd like to have those questions already ready so I can look over them and be ready for them. And keep those hearts coming and keep those thumbs up coming. Let us know that you're alive in here. I know you guys have some questions that are going through your mind. Go on and type them into the comment box. So now you guys have transitioned from bird dogging into wholesaling. So tell me
Yes.
about your first wholesale deal.
Wow. What was it?
Can you remember it? I have people tell me all the time, I can't remember my first wholesale deal. It was so long
Yeah,
ago.
because the wholesale deal, like after we closed the bird dog deal,
Hmm.
after we okay, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm on an interview. Can you not yell?
Give us
Oh
some
my
more
gosh.
hearts, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Wow, I'm really having a brain fart. I remember
Well, you
the
know
one of
what?
the
Tell me
one of
about
the
one of
first
your most difficult wholesale deals.
one of the most difficult ones. Well, can I talk about one that didn't go through?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I had this one was perfect. It was so perfect. It was in 38141. It was in
Mhm.
almost in Collierville area, and like we were putting post-it notes on the doors. So we were going through a neighborhood and we are just putting post-it notes on the doors like saying, "Hi, I would like to buy your property. Me and my partner were buying houses within the next month and we think your property would be a good candidate. Give us a call if you would like to sell your house." She called and we went, took pictures and everything. We got a good price. We had a buyer. Everything was at the title company. And then we find out that there's a lien on the house.
Oh, ouch.
And the lien the people who were holding the lien, they wanted whatever profit she was getting. And we found out that she actually lied to me. So before she told me that we were just buying her out of her mortgage, but then when the lien holder came out in the picture, we found out she's putting $8,000 in her pocket. That's not a problem, but she
Mhm.
lied. Like she
Right.
should have
And I
said, you know,
tell
I want
people
to
all
sell
the
the house
time, sellers lie. Sellers lie, don't they?
all the time, all the
All
time.
the
And
time.
I told her that, I mean, I didn't bring it up. It wasn't like a big deal to me, but I was just
Mhm.
like, you didn't have to lie about it. You could have said, I want to pay off my mortgage and, you know, have enough money to move, have a few months of rent, you know, being covered or whatever. That's
Right.
fine. It's totally cool. But you don't have to lie and try to scheme us out of money because look what happened. You didn't even get your household.
Exactly. So what ended up happening? The lien and the mortgage were too much. They weren't there. There wasn't enough meat and potatoes left on the table, or what?
Yeah, they wanted all of her profit, and the issue with that was she didn't have any other money to move and to get a new house because she was trying to find a new house to buy. And she was working with her agent and everything, looking at houses and all that, and she was pre-qualified with regions and everything. But when they wanted to take all of her money, she couldn't buy the new house. And so we tried to
Mhm.
negotiate so they would go down at least some on the price, but they just wanted whatever profit she was getting. And I even came up with an idea. I was like, how about we rewrite the contract, make it seem like
Mhm.
you're getting less money, and then we can just give you that money out of at the end. But
Right.
she didn't go with that for some reason. I'm not sure exactly, like if she maybe she didn't understand what I was saying,
Yeah.
or maybe it wouldn't work. I don't
She
know,
didn't
but
understand that you were. Yeah, she didn't understand that you were looking out for her.
we
Yeah.
really were. We at the original agreement, we were going to give her a few months worth of rent,
Hmm.
and so she was getting that money plus the 8 grand that she was supposed to be getting in the back end after she sold the house. We didn't
Hmm.
know that it was going to be all like that because in the beginning, of course, we asked all the questions. Do you have any liens? What's your mortgage? And all this type of stuff. And
All
we
the
hope
standard.
that people are going to be honest in the very first place, but they're not a lot of the times.
Sellers lie. I tell people all the time, they'll lie or they'll say, "Oh, I forgot about that bill," or "I forgot about that debt." You didn't forget, you remembered. So yeah,
Right.
once it goes to title, that's why it's really important. A lot of mentors and coaches are teaching people to just go do a deal and then get an assignment check or whatever, a personal check from your buyer. I don't advise my students to do that because what if all these liens or whatever come up and you've taken that person's money already? So I definitely work with title companies, lawyers, and all that. And I know you do too. You have a title
Yeah.
company that you mentioned in one of your videos that you really like.
Yeah. LNC title, they're awesome. But I've heard about that. They're called assigners. And
Right.
even though we're all assigning our contracts, but I would never take anybody's money up front unless I'm doing pay per lead, which is you get paid specifically like for that
For a lead.
house. You know, you take
Okay.
a picture of a house, you get like $3 or whatever. That's fine. But
Right.
I'm not gonna take 1,500, 5,000, $10,000 before the deal closes. Because stuff like this happens. Everything was at the title company and we ended up not being able to close. So you're gonna give your buyer a refund?
Right.
Or like how does
And
that work?
you've already went shopping.
Paid off
I had
all these
I had
bills.
I had I had one student one time. She took a $5,000 assignment fee up front from the gentleman. She was all excited and so happy. And she came and told me, and she said, "I'm going to Cancun." And as soon as she left for Cancun, guess what happened? The
The
deal
deal
fell
didn't go
through.
through.
And she had spent that money. So guys, if you're listening to this video, do not take assignment fees up front until title is clear on the property. As a matter of fact, I personally tell my students don't even start marketing the property until the title is clear because you don't know what might show up. And then you've given your buyer one price and you got to go back and say, well, it's actually $8,000 more. It's going to make you look incompetent, stupid, and like you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm with you on that. I've experienced that a lot. So what advice would you give to someone new, just starting out, never did a deal, doesn't even understand the real estate game, but they want to get in the game? Where should they start?
I highly suggest starting as a bird dog first. And if you aren't sure what a bird dog is, it's basically
Mhm.
anyone who is not a wholesaler. You have not gotten a property under contract and sold that contract. You're doing
Right.
everything all the steps it takes to become a wholesaler, whether that be driving for dollars or you're cold calling, you're skip tracing, you're like any one of those things would qualify you as a bird dog. And the reason I say that is because let's just say you go to, you know, those courses that come on the radio or on the TV with the infomercials, and you go to the thing, you buy the course, and you're down the whole $20,000, and you don't even like real estate investing. Either you don't like it, or
Right.
you didn't do it right, and you didn't have the right mentorship, or something just didn't go right with that first experience, and you're just out of so much money. Well, when you're a bird dog, you're only investing maybe like $100 at the most, like because that's maybe gas or a skip tracing program
Right.
or stamps to send letters. You're starting out really, really low, and you're
Exactly. Yeah.
learning more at the same time.
I agree wholeheartedly. I tell people all the time, if you've never done this business, if you've never owned a house, you don't even know what the word mortgage means. You don't know the terminology. You don't even know how to talk to a seller or anything like that. It's best to start off under someone as a bird dog, learn the business. Then when you feel comfortable, move to the next level, which is wholesaling. And then once you do 10 or 15 deals, then move up and try a rehab. I have people come to me and say, I want to get into wholesaling and I want to do what they do on HGTV. Well, good luck. You know what? Because you're going to lose money, time, effort, energy, everything. So I even started out as a bird dog. Yeah.
It's the
So I
smartest
agree with
thing
that
because
wholeheartedly.
it's not even always a financial thing either. Because some people might be able to afford that $20,000 course, but they find out they don't like real estate investing in that way. Maybe you want to be a money lender, or maybe you don't want to wholesale. Maybe you want to be a landlord instead of a flipper. You don't know, but why would you spend a college education price on one course from it properly?
And you know what else I want to address with that happens a lot. People go to those seminars and pay 20, 30, 40. I had a lady tell me she paid $50,000 for training, and I met her 2 years later. She had never did a deal yet. Here's my thing, and I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong. For $50,000, how many houses could she have bought in Memphis?
Shoot, like she could have bought at least 10. She could have bought at least 10.
Say that again, because people don't believe for $50,000 you could buy 10 houses.
Look, you can get, if you got the right person, the right finance guy, you could put down $5,000 on a house. Like
Right.
seriously, you could put down like $5,000 on a, let's just say the house is worth $50,000. If you buy a $50,000 house, you could put down $5,000.
Yeah.
Like $50,000, yes, in cash can buy one house, but if you get the right lender, you can buy at least 10 houses. No joke,
Exactly.
no joke.
Exactly. And did we get lost? Oh, we got lost for a minute. I'm sorry. My phone.
Okay, yeah, I was
Girl,
turning
I
off
don't
my
understand
sound.
this techie stuff. Yeah, I was saying that. I know in Dallas alone, you could go in certain neighborhoods and for $50,000, I agree, you could buy 10 houses. You could buy them for $5,000 each. And that's
Mhm.
without financing or anything. That's negotiating a deal with the seller that just wants to get rid of it. So
Oh
if
yeah,
you're going to invest
and there's
50,
plenty
yeah,
of houses here you can pay cash $5,000
cash.
for.
If you're going to invest $50,000 in learning how to do this business, call me. Look, call me. Pick up the phone and call me before you do anything with that $50,000, and I will take you out and buy you some houses, and you can just pay me for my time. I tell people that all the time. Don't make dumb mistakes. Would you suggest that people get a mentor or a coach?
Um, for some people, it is recommended. Like I do much better by self-education than I do by learning from someone telling me what to do. My husband is more of a hands-on guy. He has to go experience it
Right.
in order for him to really get it. He's a kinesthetic learner. But for a lot of people, coaching is needed because some people need that extra help. Like you can be in school and you have a teacher, but some people need a tutor outside of school. Like they
Exactly.
might just need that extra help. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's not anything to look down upon, but it's just necessary for some people because I can read something and I got it. Once I read something, that's it. It's locked in my brain. But for some people, they might have to read it. They might have to watch a video. Somebody might have to
Smell
tell
it,
them.
taste it. Smell it,
Right.
taste it. Yeah,
Yeah, so I
I
do
agree.
recommend it if
For
you know that you learn that way.
Yeah, for people that need hand holding, I think that they need a mentor or coach, or people that are making a lot of mistakes. I watched a video of a guy on YouTube the other day and I was just blown away. This guy made every freaking mistake in the world on his first deal. And when I say every mistake, he gave he gave the buyer a $10 earnest money deposit. Listen, he gave the buyer $10 as earnest money deposit. And when he said that, I was like, let me rewind that and make sure he said what he said. And he was like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I gave the $10 to the buyer. And I was like, okay, that's the person that needed a mentor.
I really dislike that type of stuff, man, because it's like there's so much free information already. You don't even have to spend thousands of dollars on education. There's so much free information in this day and time right now. You, how are you making mistakes like that? You know,
Well, a
like
lot of people don't have common sense. They say common sense is not so common. You would be surprised. I can tell you some of the mistakes that I have watched people make in real estate deals or watch YouTube videos, and they say this happened or that happened. I'm like, guys, that's common sense. Some things are just common sense. I mean, one guy said he did a deal and he had his buyer put up $1 earnest money with the title company, and then when the deal fell through, he walked away and he didn't made nothing, and he had spent all this time and effort and energy. And I'm like, ugh. If that guy had put up $3,000 or $4,000, you wouldn't be having this conversation right now because he would have invested some time and money in the game. He had
yeah, like a real
the
buyer
buyer put
would
up a
put
dollar.
down. Yeah, that's weird because like as a wholesaler, it makes sense to put down like a dollar or something. But a real
Yeah,
buyer, you can request a minimum of $500.
right.
Like that's
Minimum,
that's strange already.
and more depending on the value of the deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Yeah. So, is there anything that you wanted to share with the viewers before we go into our lightning round about the real estate business, or something you think is paramount that they should know before they jump in the deep water and start swimming with the sharks? Because it's considered an old boys network that we're moving into. So a lot of times women especially, we have a hard time in this business. You want to address that?
Um, I am gonna plug myself a little bit. I started a
There
new
you go.
group called the Bird Dog Experts, and I started it because when I originally started Bird Dog Real Estate, it was for me to teach. I was gonna be talking a lot, uh, like expanding on my YouTube videos in the group, but it turned more so into a marketplace where people find buyers and buyers look for bird dogs in their city. So I was like, okay, I'll let it stay like that, but I do want to do what I plan to do in the very first place. So I started a new group, and it does have a monthly fee. And the only reason it has that is because people don't really value free stuff. And I just made a YouTube video
They
on
don't.
that, like how to organize your free information that you get. Because if you're just scrolling through Facebook and someone makes a really great post and you say, that's cool, and you keep scrolling, it doesn't do you any good. So I made a video on how it's
We got froze. Oh, techie
okay.
problems. Can you hear me? If you guys can still hear me, give me a
Classroom?
thumbs up or give me a heart.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you went out for a minute. Yeah. I think it's because of the storms we're having here.
It's a storm. Okay.
So
Yeah,
guys,
it's
if you
the
guys can hear us here, yeah, the sound is going in and out.
educational that's
I'm gonna
focused on
try to
bird
hold it
dogs.
off.
Everything is either for wholesaling. You got it? You got it? You
I'm
good?
trying to get you back on here. It says Facebook isn't responding.